Hi guys, Joe here. Today's video is going to be about an awning that I built back in the springtime, and I'm just now getting around to putting a video together. But this video is going to be more informative with more stuff as I'm building. Hopefully it can help some of you guys out that need help or want help. Hopefully you guys like it. With that being said, let's get straight into the action. Alright, so this is what I'm building. It's an awning. It's going to be 17 foot 3 inches long, and it's only going to be 20 inches wide. There's 3 cross members, which I'm using 5x5 tubing. The channel's 6-inch channel by like 8 pounds a foot. Yeah, the cross members are going to get holes in them where they're going to put some recessed lighting up in there. So I got to also cut out the backs of the awning so they can run wires and stuff through. I already cut the pieces up here. Right here's the cross members, and then here's the channel. So what I like to do is stand these channels up and then put a couple work points on here, so when I'm squaring it up I can use those as a reference. It helps to keep everything square without having to fight, like using a framing square or something on the corner. It's just a little trick I picked up and use over the years. So, and you want to establish like your top too when you're working off prints, like your top left, and work off your top left all the way over. So okay, for my work point, I'm gonna come 1 foot in from the top left, make a mark, and then I'm gonna come down 15 more feet, so it'd be like a total of 16 feet, and make a mark. So I'll have 2 work points down here and 2 work points down here. It'll be 2 work points for each piece. All right, as you can see here, this is my work point. It's kind of like a crosshairs. So what happens with these, once I build this thing or start putting this together, is I'll string a tape from this dot all the way down to the other dot, and then I'll be able to swing it. So basically it would swing like this and this, the tape. And I'll be able to determine how square this is off of my measurements here, and I'll be able to kind of adjust it from there. So yeah, and I also mark the center too, so I know exactly where center's at. But yeah, most of the layout's going to go on this side, but I'm gonna go ahead and lay out my cross members while I have them together like this. So it'll help keep everything nice and square. Put a line over here just to give me a reference right here, just so I can establish that this first piece is pretty straight. Yeah, so I went 4 inches in, made a line. Now I'm going to space the second channel out where I need to be a little bit, maybe a ½ inch more, so I don't have to fight the cross members to get in. I have some ½ inch shims for the 5-inch tubing to sit on top of, so I don't have to try to fight to hold it up. I just make sure that they're flat, everything's flat, and then I'm good to go on that. I'll have to use a square in there to square it up, but I do have many lines for references on here. So the more references that you put on the pieces, like lines, the better the fit up will come out at the ends, because you got more checks. So I like, with the 20-foot piece, I like to be within like 1/8 of an inch of what is on the paper. So that's my tolerance. I'm always within at least a 1/16, I would say. We'll see how this one turns out, but yeah, anything more than 1/8 of an inch it starts getting hairy. So All right, now I got the general idea done. I'm gonna get some bar clamps and lightly clamp them so I can knock this thing square with a hammer, tap it in place. If you don't clamp it and you try to tap it in place, it's just gonna fall all apart. So yeah. Yeah, this is one of the great estate sale finds that I found. They had a bunch of these. I wish I would have bought more. They don't make them like this anymore. These are great bar clamps. All right, I use my framing square to give me a reference check. I don't like using that for the final say-so on what I'm doing just because I've had bad luck with those things being a little out of whack other than going off my work points. The work points has always been the best bet for me. So I have it super close, I'm sure. I'm gonna check my work points, and if my work points are within 1/8 of an inch, I'll start tacking stuff together and I'll recheck the work points, get it exactly where it needs to be, and then lock everything in. I know with welding, it's going to make things move around a little bit, so you always want to try to be as accurate as possible. So I had 16 feet and 7/8 from that corner to this work point here, and then 16 foot and 7/8 from this corner to that corner. So I know I'm pretty much there. So now that I know I'm good, I want to make sure that everything is level and nothing's twisted and everything's flat, and take my time, get everything locked in, tacked together, check my work points again, and then weld it out. I still have to fabricate the end pieces. I didn't make those yet because sometimes the ends will need more or less, so I didn't want to have big gaps to fill or fighting the trim stuff. So I just left the ends until the end. So all right, now I'm gonna check and see if anything moved around, okay? Work point to work point. So it's still at the same measurement when I pulled both measurements, so I know it's good. So there's no need to pull the other measurement. Now I'm just gonna fit the ends on. Still have to cut them. I'm going to spare you guys the saw work and just go straight into fitting. And I'll show you this end, and I'll do the same on this end. Guys, I have this all prepped out, ready to connect. I'm just gonna put some plates on here. Now that I have the ends on and secure, I'm gonna flip it around and weld everything that I can flat, and then flip it the other way and weld everything I can flat. All right, guys, I laid all the connection holes out. It's a 9/16 hole, and it's getting a 1/2 inch bolt. So, and then I got to open up a hole for in these tubes so the electrician can fit a light in the bottom of here. So I'm gonna do that too. That was all the 9/16 holes. Now I have the V-bore set up with 1 inch or 1 1/16 holes, and I'll drill those now. All right, guys, so I got this all welded out, ground. I had to drill 9/16 holes, and I had to drill holes for lighting and the cross members. What I have left is these plates right here. These are for the turnbuckles. Gotta weld these up on here. And then this is the catch for the turnbuckles. It's gonna go up here. And I got to make sure that I have 26 inches from the bottom of the channel to up where this is going to be mounted, because the turnbuckle is going to be fixed. So there's not going to be any adjustability. So that's one thing I got to make sure I got to do. So what I'm going to do is put these tabs on first, and then build this catch up here. And then I will put a piece of angle on the back here, measure up 26 inches, make a mark, and then measure hole to hole to see how long the turnbuckle has to be. So, all right, guys, so I've laid all these plates out. I have a mark here because I got to notch this out so I can put rods. It'll be like this with a rod going across. Also have these all marked out. And I have the channel laid out. Alright, guys, that pretty much wraps it up for this thing. I bolted it together just to make sure everything fits. I still have to primer paint it, but yeah, this thing's supposed to ship out tomorrow, so hopefully I can get some video of the install. Maybe, I don't know, I'm gonna try to if I'm available, but I'm not installing this one. So, but here it is. Alright, that's it for that video, guys. Hopefully it was a little more informative for you guys with me talking throughout the videos. I think looking forward, going into the future, if I do any videos, it's going to be more informative with stuff that I'm doing instead of just the sped up footage. I want to get into doing some railing videos, like how I measure and do stuff like that, but I also, down in the description, I'm going to put Amazon links to some of the stuff I was using today. I get a small small little commission on anything that was purchased off there. So I appreciate it. It helps support the channel, helps me do these videos. Like I said, these videos are very time consuming and it's hard for me to do, but going into the winter, I want to get back into making some videos. So I want to do the build videos. I enjoy doing the review videos and getting feedback from you guys. It's a lot of fun. So with this video, kind of is gonna help me get back in the groove, and I think I'm gonna do some review videos of some products that I've been using over the year to let you guys know how things are going with that. So with that being said, I gotta get out of here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.